lyrics are too much bravado. Don't you know? You don't have to lay down your only life. I need you here tomorrow. Is martyrdom the only philosophy? I can set you free from all that seems to bind. Years ago, you threw the key into the darkest night, then hit the light to follow.
Again, and if you don't know, I'm Ms. Patti, and I'm here with
GypjaQ on the attack. Wow.
And we're gonna do something we've never done before. We're gonna try out a different kind of content. We're gonna be reviewing ourselves. So earlier this year in December, like we always do, we do our annual tarot New Year forecast where we lay out like what's gonna happen in the new year, and we both give like our astrological and tarot interpretation of what the cards are saying for each month. So we decided, since it's a little bit past mid-year and a lot of shit, like, well, you know what, let me be real, we always write these readings, are always accurate, never been wrong yet, girl. And so we just want to take a little look back down memory lane to show you how right we were. So we're going to be going through a few sections of the video and just looking to see what, and like I got my phone here so we can look up what headlines related to what, you know, and just see how on point we really were and what's coming up for like the rest of the year. Because we're about to hit this fall equinox. Summer's almost over, so I know you guys might need a little touch up. How you feel about this going into it?
It's the Aquarian dream. It's an hour long. I told you so. We told you so. So that's all. That's all. We told you so. And there's shit that I'll preface this by saying there's shit that was said. You know what I'm saying? Like we. You don't give a reading to coddle folk. You don't give a reading to handhold. You give a reading to get people to do what they need to do. And sometimes you do what you need to do and should still be fucked up. Many of us followed the advice that we gave, including us, right? Many of us followed the advice that we gave. Ended up in certain, downtrodden times. So we preface this by, again, saying, well, at least I preface this by saying, we read y'all for filth. We read ourselves for filth. Niggas still tried and shit still went down. And sometimes it be like that. Sometimes you do your best, all the spiritual information in the world, and the chips still fucking fall where they're gonna fall. Because we did a global reading, we did it for everybody. So at the end of the day, it was saying most of us are going to be going through this. And like one of my favorite TikTokers said, just because you're spiritual don't mean suddenly you miss all the bullshit. Like no, like the bullshit still is real.
The bullshit is even realer. I feel like. Anyway, though, let's get into it. We're gonna start at the top. I don't want this video to be super long because like the first reading we did was like about an hour, so we may skip over a couple of months in this video that you're seeing. And if you want to see the full thing, guess where you go, bitch? Where do they go?
Fucking anything that says Anukai.
If you want to get some shit we're not showing,
go to fucking patreon.com/Anukai.
And
period.
Make sure you go there. Like we got all sorts of behind the scenes content that y'all don't want to miss. It's really, really fun. All right, so let's get into it. Let's see what the girls were giving.
I know I was just giving pissed.
That's good. All right. So let's get started. So for January, we have as a part of as the overall. Well, let's sorry, in the wrong place. Yeah, let's do the theme of the year first. Okay. So the overall like theme and spirit of the year is the King of Swords in reverse. And I feel like this is really going to represent the revealing of secrets and things that people in positions of power have kept from us coming to light. The King of Swords upright speaks of a rigid sort of person that like keeps things within and is very secretive and deals in sort of like can deal in sly dealings. So I feel like that this year is gonna bring those things that have been in the dark and in the shadows to light.
I also see a call to bringing some kind of like intellectual, like there needs to be like intellectual healing. So a lot of focus on your mental health, a lot of focus on literally taking time to work on deduction. And I've been saying for a while that this card, the King of Swords, will deduce you down. His best war tactic is being able to be 7 steps ahead of you. You know what I'm saying? So he will deduce you down. And it being in reverse means that there's a level of just being able to follow what's going on missing. And I know everyone's. Let me get into that. And talk about it. It makes this pretty damn clear. You know what I'm saying? That this shit is upside down, and if anything, confusion is being put into the airwaves because we don't know shit in terms of what's going on.
Right.
Spiritualists know shit, but otherwise, in terms of just regular ass human everyday shit, we are confused, and he's not a person that likes to be confused, therefore upside down.
So very interesting. So the card for January is the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords comes to read you. She comes to like cut to the core and the root of the contradiction. Wow.
Too factual.
So the situation or the theme of the year, that it's August. So y'all probably feeling it now. Right. If y'all haven't felt it already. A lot of things that we didn't know about that weren't common knowledge to the public have like really come out this year. Yeah. Even about the way like simple shit works, like the supply chain, like how we get our food, how we get our oil, the why, like this like inflation that's happening that's not really inflation.
Yeah, people are understanding how it works and shit now, and yeah, like the exposure is occurring all around, and it's interesting because like it's not the explosive exposure that I was expecting. I was expecting more, praying for. But nonetheless, it's just like the layers are being peeled back and being peeled back quickly.
Like looking on CNN, like the U.S. was flying Venezuelan people secretly over like the Colombian border. There's a lot of like weird shit going on. Like we are even getting more information as to like the details of like the January 6th insurrection of like the year before, and like how many people were like in government positions were really involved in that. Wow. But that's just a situation. We haven't even got into like the specific.
Right. We didn't even get to month by month or any of that. And another thing, the need for deduction. I'm seeing way more intellectuals pop up on TikTok. I'm seeing way more people that are like, wait a minute. So if this means that, then that means this, which is what deduction is, right? Deduction is just like, well, if A plus B, then C.
Then C, bitch.
Right?
And I've seen.
So, okay.
It was crazy.
There's this one TikTok where this chick was realizing what it actually meant for time to not be linear. Like, I was like, wow, like the way you're unpacking this by yourself right now. Nice.
This will probably come up later. I forget which month. Well, like even like the earth literally spinning faster. And they knew that shit for a while.
Right. It's like we finding shit out. People and again, readings are interpretation, right? So didn't interpret. Sometimes we don't like wonder twin powers activate. Sometimes like Pat gets a very like
deep message and then I get a different one, right? And sometimes how they connect is not clear. And I like that about how we read because at the end of the day, like when they're separate and they need to be separate, that is extremely clear, and we get everything. You know what I'm saying? Like we nail everything. But those concepts were more connected than I thought, right? The concept that Pat brought up by saying the exposure was going to happen, and then my saying that there needed to be and would be a call for deeper deductive reasoning happened at the same time. The only reason the exposure happened is because people are like, oh shit, there's more to this onion. Oh shit, there's even more to this fucking onion, and are deducing and making the connections for the understanding of what's to be exposed in the first place to take place.
Yeah. And don't mind me, y'all. Oh, that's what's happening. There's hair stuck under my so my wig cap is showing. I have a small forehead. I'm not even sweating. Y'all know this ain't my hair. So I'm not even gonna sweat it more because I don't want this shit in my eye. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta. Is it before we move on, I do want to ask you, is it narcissistic to be reviewing our own shit?
I think by nature of what it is, no.
Okay, moving on because I was like, is this stuff
if we were reviewing like any of the episodes where we were just like unpacking something, then yes,
possibly.
But this
like
is this is a check-in. Like niggas, like we didn't do this for the last one, and it was hard.
We've never done this before.
Yeah, and it was hard. But this year, I don't know about the rest of y'all. This is a weird ass year. A nigga is both winning and fucking struggling at the same time. Okay, what does that even mean? What is that? Okay, so we need to fucking check the fuck in because I need to understand even more what the fuck's going on. And I figure if we're gonna do it, we might as well do it with y'all.
And like we don't look back at our stuff after it gets cold. Like I'll watch it like immediately after, like especially if it's some shit I have to edit or even our lives. Like I'll just look back to check like the sound quality. But like after that shit is done, like I'm not rewatching our old stuff.
I've not had the patience to do the education that we do on this show because we also do it outside of this show, and a lot of times the reason we can say what we're saying on the show with such clarity is because we've repeated it so much in real life, right? So sometimes I'll be like,
here it is. We did a whole podcast
and watch,
about it.
And I will sit there and watch it with them because I need to know that you're watching. I'm not like sending this to you. Like, if you want me to help you, then we are watching this together right now. And any questions you have from this baseline education that we're providing on this show, then we can get into that.
So, like, let's keep going. Let's get into January and see what we said because I'm saying. I know the shit was hitting though.
I don't remember.
So like in January, we're going to see a lot of those things that the situation of the year exposed. She's coming like the Queen of Swords comes to expose. Like no games, no nonsense, and it's really a time to be forward and direct and just like get to the fucking point and tell people what's on your fucking mind. And you can worry about their feelings later.
Right. She is not a bitch about feelings. Your feelings mean nothing to this bitch. And I know we feel that way about January anyway, kind of, don't we? Mm-hmm. Right? We just kind of like anybody who's in education, you just came out a nice, juicy vacation that you don't want to return from. Right?
Lord knows.
It's the beginning of the year. Half of y'all niggas was drunk as a motherfucking skunk the night before. You know what I'm saying? And is hangovering right now. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't care about your feelings at all, and still rent is due. People have jobs that do not pay salary that did not work these past 2 weeks.
The way our New Year's was lit, though.
New Year's was lit.
You just have to watch, pay attention, and soak in that information that is coming because it is coming.
Yeah, like I really feel like it's like. Don't forget to come and pick up your But in February, we have the 6 of Cups in reverse. So we can move on to February. And again, if y'all have any questions, like let us know in the chat, and we'll try to like our best to respond like as we're going through this year. And you can always check it out later. And come like come back, play it a few times, share it. Six of Cups in reverse. So, what are your thoughts about what we said about January?
I mean, it was facts. I mean, personally, I was going through a lot of shit trying to cater to somebody's emotions that I had no business doing.
Was it me?
No.
Oh.
It was a lot. It was a lot to try to cater to this person's emotions, and I wasn't by myself. I was following a lead. I was following a group lead, in that like I had this new position. I was, new to the person. Everyone else seemed to have some level of understanding to this person and was coddling the hell out of this person. And I was like, okay, so I guess that's what we have to do. It was very clear that if we didn't coddle this person, then the entire work would not get done. So people did what they had to do. And really what we should have done is just like got rid of that person. I've been okay with it.
I know what you're talking about.
That person.
You're talking about Oprah's book club,
right? That person almost left mad times, and it was a lot of talking from me and a bunch of people to try to get them to stay involved in the project. And mistakes for me, but it's fine. I made a lot of money. It's good,
and that's interpersonally. I can't remember any interpersonal things that were going on with me in January as far as like this reading is concerned. But I also feel like I blocked it out. We've been through so much in like the latter part of the year that my mind is sort of inundated with that. But I know like on like a global scale, that's when like that COVID-10 shit hit like in the UK when they like all those like prime ministers and shit where like the trial started.
Right.
For that little party they threw like back in 2020 in August. That was like fucking wild. Like motherfucker, like niggas over here like wondering why are grocery prices going up like this out of nowhere for no reason. Butter, $8. Crysdale. And if you don't know Crysdale, like in the Northeast, Crysdale is like the store brand butter. But like it's like a general store brand butter of like the cheap grocery stores. Down south that probably might be like Kroger butter
or something, yeah.
$8 like for 4-pack, $8. Like, why is this happening? What is going on? No, like no answers.
Right, but people started doing math, and all of that math. You know what I'm saying? Like we try to shit on social media. A lot of elder millennials and Gen Xers and boomers, we try to shit on social media. But let me tell you something. So many of y'all even still wouldn't understand shit that was happening and started in boomer shit, okay? Started in boomer times, wouldn't understand what any of it if it wasn't for these Gen Zers and their ability to fucking use the fucking internet, okay? And discern bullshit from reality. And some of these motherfuckers are really good at math. They're like, okay, so if we track this shit, here it goes. And then you fucking do your research based on what it is that they said. Be like, all right, is that true? Is that true? Okay, okay, this is where they messed up a little bit. And here's do. And then you realize, oh, fuck. Now you get to help in the exposition. Okay.
Mad celebrity pregnancy reveals in January. Like shit, everybody was real. Rihanna,
right.
Fucking Shay Johnson, Mara La Negra, like who the baby daddy? None of your business. Except for Rihanna. Like but like it just in general. And I know like, at this point, like it seems kind of vague. Oh, these could apply to anything in any year. But
to some degree, sure.
Rock with us.
But it's about the focus of the year. It's about how strong that shit is going to be for the majority of the people in the year. Not, oh, this is the only thing that's going to happen. No. Oh, this is everything that's going to happen. It's going to be surrounded. No. Oh, these are the biggest things that are going to happen. No. It's like
this touched everyone. Like everyone got something exposed in their life in some way in January that like was important.
Y'all been cutting folk off left and right. Just found out somebody cheated. Just found out what you was doing was cheating. All kinds of weird shit. Think about it and think about how that exposition sparked a fucking literal chain reaction in your life.
By the way, I'm living for this white hair. Like, I see why you love it so much now.
Yeah,
like, this is cute. I can get into it. Let's continue though. Let's
February then.
February. It's I'm gonna go back a little. But in February you have the 6 cups. February. And again, if y'all have any questions, like let us know in the chat. And we'll try to y'all did it.
Y'all was scared.
Six of Cups in reverse is very like clearly shown in the card, but like in the reverse sense, it's the removal of choice and then like the destruction of like emotional relationships. I feel like February is bringing an energy where people are going to reevaluate what's really like important to them, like as far as their romantic relationship, but as well as like their interpersonal relationship. And some people are gonna get left out in the cold, and so much is gonna be going. So really, so much is happening and happening. So like people losing housing, people like really not being able to afford anything. You're gonna have to like really only have those around you that support you and feel like they're filling stuff. And it's not like the excesses is gonna happen. And then that's February. All right, like February is kind of when shit busts wide open in that regard, because like the excess is gonna have to go. Gas prices went up, all the way up, and that affected everybody. Who knew so much of our global gas came from fucking Russia? We want to talk about exposed, but
like it was really wild. Like people were like, again, getting divorced, dropping, their side pieces, dropping their names for their side pieces, not talking to their parents. Like, what I'm saying? Me and my mother got into it crazy that month. It was real. That shit went the fuck down. And you had to make a decision, and it didn't necessarily have to be a permanent decision, but you had to fucking tell people to fuck off that month if they wasn't supporting you. All of that shit that y'all had, I guess, training for, that much of it is bullshit and not founded. All of that, if it don't serve me, I'm getting rid of it. If it, what y'all meant is essentially, if it doesn't like make you feel good, then no. In February, it was like, if it don't make you feel good this year, there's no reason to engage that shit. Cut that shit off.
The rent started going up in February because, like, basically landlords were trying to recover what they made during COVID. Everybody's rent was going up.
Yeah. Like,
it's like shit. Like, if I don't need you, if you're not contributing to this house, like, people were getting kicked out. Like, aside from being evicted, like, bitches broke up with their niggas.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, out on the street.
Like I said, divorces happen. Like,
no, I'm just supporting what you said. I heard you. Mm-hmm. Interpersonally, even that's when I like you like had the shit with your mom. I was just cutting a lot of people off friend wise. Like, if you only are my friend when you need some sort of resource,
right? Whether
that be, we were talking about this yesterday with a friend of ours, brother. If you only need me like psychically, or if you only need me to edit some shit, and that's the only time we talk, you never call to check in on me. Off they went, because there was too much shit going on, literally, like what we said, to even think about that. Like, I don't know what it was like for y'all. Like, leave it down in the comments. Like, tell us like the situation you went through as we're going by month, if anything like resounds with you. So leave it down in the comments. We'll check it out there on Patreon. If you're on our Patreon, we'll make sure we highlight that shit in our next video. We'll talk about this in like another thing, content.
Mm-hmm. We might as well do an end of the year check-in before we do our reading.
That's going to be
So,
necessary.
yeah.
I really love doing these, but let's get into March. Wait, let's see how this angle. Do that. Let's get into March. March is the Eight of Pentacles reverse. You're gonna be working hard and not making no money, niggas.
And let me tell you, I'm sorry, baby. Let me tell you something. I was one of my bullshit, and then there was a lot of things that was supposed to be doing. There was a lot of shit happening, right? But I'm like, bro, I feel what we're gonna do in the world. Like, with everything that's going on, this is literally not even like this is just you don't even have to be psychic to listen to this. If y'all not looking at the rate of inflation versus how much money y'all motherfuckers are making, just that, and then how the resources are quote unquote depleted. You're not seeing that and just being like, boom, clearly this hard. I mean,
The supply chain is all fucked up. There's like not shit that's holding inventory. It's not stored. Like shit is like going back to season. Stuff is like ridiculously expensive. Nobody's getting any type of fucking pay raises. Like regular like groceries that we can buy for 2 weeks that would cost like maybe one. Like we just said. Pre-pandemic cost almost $2 million. So it's March is really gonna bring financial hardship like for everyone, especially like adjusting for like the tax season. You probably don't expect to see too much back in taxes. Like you already know like the child tax credit is essentially like a little down. People are like really looking at the fine print and discovering that. So be prepared for that.
Exposed?
April. Exposed. You never ever.
So yeah, I mean, one, again, citing the math that should allow you to see the validity in what was being said. Like, as a spiritualist, you don't suddenly like forget math when you're in spirit mode. You know what I'm saying? And if you're getting a message from spirit, it doesn't mean that those spirits are suddenly not into math either. Like suddenly math is suddenly not a thing. And seeing that card for me wasn't a psychic moment in that it was like, oh, it's telling me something. It was like, God damn it. Of course this is gonna happen. And why the fuck would folk let it? There's nothing we could have done. Clearly there's nothing we could do. But for me, it was confirmation to shit that like I already knew was on the way and gave me a timeline. It was like it's happening at this time, not at this future time or this sooner time that you might have imagined. This is when it's happening. It was clear to anyone paying attention that that would happen.
I actually don't have anything to add to that. We can move on to what's this March? April. Oh, this is when shit kind of hit the fan. Forever want to see the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Like March was a precursor of working hard and really not seeing the fruits of your labor. This is money literally being like taken from us. So this could be like a financial collapse or a financial ruin. But the Ace of Pentacles is global. It's everywhere.
when I'm praying to high heaven happens is that it's because you niggas decided enough is enough and sat your asses down. I'm praying because you sat down and only because you sat down.
Of course not.
Because if it's not because you sat down, then this motherfucker right here, hopefully March is a precursor to you sitting upside down. Because hopefully seeing this makes you really feel the truth that this is always the case. So that you can freaking get here on purpose. So we don't even need these principles no more. What are these fucking principles? What are they? What? In my spirit. And seeing these now, yeah, make sure to support us on Cash App. It's right in the app or Jack Fuller. I'll make sure I put it in the comments after we go live. Like, the phone up there. And I'll put it up for you guys watching us.
I was gonna
And, Facebook and YouTube. So make sure, yeah, like, it's coming. It's coming. Yeah, okay. I feel like I got it. We pray for them to tell us what the fuck we do. Do this for a purpose. I'm telling you now, overall, there's a lot of hard deliverance. Yeah, it's not this year. It's not looking good, unfortunately. And meetings from all traditions of all walks of life are saying pretty much the same fucking thing. Not necessarily exactly the same thing, but essentially that bitch it ain't. Okay. It's not good.
Bitch, it was not good.
It was not good.
And again, there was plenty of great shit. I'm sure some of y'all, you know what I'm saying, very only positive vibes, only folks are focused on like some of the great things that went down. Because bitch, I was booked, bitch. I was booked. Bookisha in February. We wouldn't, I mean in April. Without April, we wouldn't be where we are today. So like blessings on blessings from April. My Fede Foon April. But at the same time, April, you got some splaining to do, and you did. We already saw it coming. It was really crazy. Is that not when? No, because gas went up the month before. It just.
Well, that's when like eviction notices started being served. That's when Joe Biden reached out to Congress and asked for $33 billion to send to Ukraine. It wasn't, I forget the exact dollar amount that it wound up, but it was in billions. And excuse me, literally, at least in the US, tons of people being displaced because of what's going on like with rent. And like that's when sort of like the housing, like the effects of like the housing crisis we had before COVID really started to like show up.
Right.
In April. And then we'll get into it. Like let's get into this next month.
Six of Wands lost victory. And that's what makes me think this is not something that's sitting down.
Because it wasn't.
An opportunity for them again to sit down and no one said that. And the Six of Wands in reverse is really speaks of like largely speaks of mythology in the mind. There's a lot of different interpretations of this card. Like in reverse, sometimes it can mean like false victory. Sometimes it can mean feeling rewarded for something that you didn't actually work for. Or like receiving something you didn't deserve, which I feel like that's what that is. For me. What do you think? I'm gonna get in with this opportunity. I'm gonna definitely get in. You know what? This all, what I'm getting is this all could be very good. It's not gonna feel good. It'll suck. But what I'm getting is that this could very well still be because we're gonna have to, and the thing that y'all are afraid of doing besides literally fighting your enemy. Is you will have to regress. Like, yes, this is why you go back to the candlelight. Yes, they're not candlelight. Yes, they're gonna try to fucking take power away. Yes, they're gonna do all the things that you don't want them to do. But if we motherfucking April, nigga. I'm gonna be fine. Okay, we're not gonna need to eat.
Hopefully, but this fucking global warming shit, you never know.
But nonetheless, we really not gonna buy days. We should be okay. You know what I'm saying? Some legit should be alright. I mean, there's little clothes in the house. I hate it. Fucking sacrifices for the shit to be good. For the shit to be done with. I'm not gonna feel like it's a win. Even if it is. No matter what happens, I'm not gonna feel like it's a win.
So that's May. So here we are in June.
Now, False Victory really I gotta pour a drink for this. Was true because in June they were about to hit us with the whammy that had all the liberals and neoliberals and left wingers tits in a twist.
I'm sparking for it.
And y'all think y'all had won. Like some of y'all got like your stimulus adjustment in your taxes. They were working to adjust like gas prices, like they stabilized. They weren't going up and up and up every week. Even though the month before diesel hit $4. So that was kind of cray. Even though we're like in the midst of this housing crisis and a whole bunch of craziness going on, there was like a little relief, which like I felt like people was a false victory. Only two in June. And I'm not gonna say what it was, but like if you're like political at all, you know what the fuck I'm about to say after we show this like little clip what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But
Excuse me.
what are your thoughts on May? Oh, my tits.
That wasn't June?
No, that was May. May was like false victory, all that appeasement.
All I know is for the people that say, "Oh, it happened every year," that's the damn truth for that one. Y'all get a little bit of they sprinkle a little dirt. You know what I'm saying? That might have a little shiny sediment around it or whatever have you.
Our cats are fighting. It's a normal occurrence. Anyway, though.
It probably feels like.
Oh Lord.
What's happening?
Are y'all hungry? Are you getting
Something's in the
agitated?
house. Anyway, sprinkling bullshit sprayed in gold onto the situation, onto any situation. It doesn't even have to be what you're currently fucking upset about. And y'all calm down. It'd be like incremental change.
Incremental change. Like we're moving forward.
Local level politics.
By millimeters, if that.
Sheltering in place spiritually and politically.
When we are literally light years behind.
Right.
Let's get into June.
9 of Cups in reverse. And typically the 9 of Cups upright is good. Like you have like other choices for you. And they're all good. They're all going to fill you with emotions. Just like snatch out and in the reverse, it talks about literally the exact opposite. Those choices being strictly. So, but really, it's gonna be more internal. Like it's gonna fucking like our hearts. A lot of this shit, like more toward the like the beginning of the year, more financial. Like this is gonna be very important.
It was.
You're gonna feel like defeated and choiceless. There's something more that I gotta like match.
I mean, you know, that's definitely giving
A handmaiden's tale.
the idea that something should be like completely only reason I'm saying like shots are full. You know what I'm saying? I have no these skirts upside down. She's going to use all of the things you should see. And again, I can do it on the it's absolutely bullshit and versus. But what I did actually see is that I did from the flow, we should just be existing. And feeling like a lack of it's giving it's giving, I mean, I'll say it's giving, but it's giving
Well,
unalignable vibes.
you said it to me. I think the ID do too as well. Sad.
Talking about unalive.
No, it's getting out of
Talk
line.
about murder from within. No, let me stop. It's
Roe v. motherfucking Wade, bitches. They took it from y'all and y'all lost y'all fucking mind. What else can they do?
and y'all so busy trying to fucking say that trans women is over here taking your womanhood. But them niggas are literally taking access to your vagina away from you.
Away.
And access to your womb away from you. We're not doing that. They doing that. We would never do
They
that.
doing that.
We would never do that.
We would
bitch.
never
We
do
would
that.
never do that. Like, you birth trans people. Like, why would we do that?
Who would do that? You would do that?
You would do that?
I want to do that.
I would never do that. I don't even think like that. So, like, here we are in a post overturned Roe v. Wade fucking world,
and we're saying as looking as fish as possible. And I know some of y'all don't like that word, but it's our word. It's not.
I could look more fish. Let me shave all of this.
But still, but like
you wouldn't be able to tell the passing politics down.
It was the surprise and like spontaneity of outrage for me in June. Like, how could they do this? What is this? I'm like, look at the way the Supreme Court is set up. Look at the chess moves that have been made. Y'all thought fucking, I don't know, Kizzy, I don't know what the fuck her name is. Black woman that like was gonna be able to stand against an existing structure. Like what? Like it's the foundation is already there. We're playing on their chessboard. Why are you surprised?
Y'all were literally like, it'll never happen, and I was like, oh, you poor unfortunate idiots. Like it's I don't say this. I'm sorry that I keep calling y'all dumb, but it's just dumb.
At this point, I don't know what else to say other than like sheer insanity.
Yeah,
because it's like y'all keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. Voting when we have to vote different people in. Excuse me. If you follow us, check out Decolonize Your Politics. This is an oligarchy. The rich and powerful making the decision in this country. Not you, my friend. You are not financing anyone's campaign. You, my friend, are not in the super PAC. They do not give a fuck about what you want.
And I'm sorry, your singular ass becoming rich and powerful is not going to change legislation. Let you become a billionaire tomorrow, you're not going to be able to go in there and have an effective lobbying fucking system. Period.
If you like this and not like this.
Period.
If you know what I mean.
Period. And if you like this and start lobbying for folk like this, that's not going to work neither. They're going to see you because they know what to do and stop you. There's not enough of y'all. So there's not enough access to the money for enough of y'all to get there within enough time together to make a difference the way that y'all would love to make a difference by maintaining this system somehow. Is there's just not enough of y'all. The only way is for us to actually use what we have together. That's the only way.
To do what? As we always said, and we've said since the beginning, because the new Kai tree should be nothing but firewood at the end of this. To
burn it, the blood.
Wait, look at this. We got to do it together. Burn it down and make something better. We are not condoning violence. What we are like, it needs to be done away with. Gone, throw it out, rinse it. Don't look at them like that. We're not doing that. YouTube, look at my face. Look at me. Look at me, YouTube. Don't look at them. Don't look at them. Look at me. Look at me. We're not condoning violence. What we are doing is saying that this system needs to be completely overturned. There's nothing redeemable. Nothing redeemable. If 2022 hasn't proved that, I don't know what to tell you, sis. I don't know what to tell you, sis.
I have no idea what y'all looking at since forever with this shit. Since day one of this motherfucking shit. I don't know what y'all looking at. Since day one of going in school and learning about any of this shit. I don't know what y'all are doing. So like I'm with Red. Me and Red like this on the issue. That's all I gotta say. And if you know, you know.
Anyway, let's move into July. The Six of Cups also is like okay. Let's move ahead a little bit.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
The temperature reverse is really about it's a warning. Really, a warning to really start learning to like live your life. Yeah, and I was like, I had to like think for a second and look at it because I was like, wait a minute. I don't want you don't want to be dead down here. But it's like shit. But the gloom is dooming.
The gloom is dooming.
The gloom is dooming.
And the doom air looming.
In July, in March. Don't let this depression mean that you don't know how to fucking.
Ooh. Did some of y'all go hungry?
Come on, black magic. Black girl magic and black boy magic and shit. We make something out of nothing all the time. You need to start doing that in January. We had a plan to do ramen this year. We was like, who's going to be on the fucking, who's going to be on ramen? Now, have we done that in the first couple of days? Absolutely the fuck not. Looking at this motherfucker, it looks like that was the right idea. We said that shit in November.
And like,
we should have listened to ourselves. We should have really OD'd listened.
Like preparing and like cutting off like emotional like relationships that are like either in excess and not like supporting like Temperance really talked about you really gonna have to figure out like reprioritize some shit and figure out how to like live your life with like not modesty but like within that like within that enough. Like all the water is being poured out.
Humbly. We make you lose in this motherfucker. It's what it is. Because by golly, if my work is not going to make the money and I have to spend all the money that y'all asking me to spend, I still got to spend it. Right? Which is still okay. Bitches, let me tell you something. Take me over here.
Oh Lord, hold on.
Make me big.
Bitches don't accept bitches like me unless it's expensive looking, right? Bitches don't accept artists in general unless what they're doing is presented in an expensive way. Y'all don't like it when I tell y'all that, but it's the fucking truth. Okay? When something looks a little cheap, y'all not about it. Okay? But if the work is amazing, I'll still check it. Okay? So that being said, literally just to give y'all content, just to do the thing that y'all want from us. Niggas don't have to fucking literally make noodles so that we can afford better wigs when the wigs get too raggedy. So that we can replenish makeup. So that if and when a light breaks, you can fix it. So that niggas not coming in the same hoodie every day. So that niggas look, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got you to do this for this podcast, let alone my whole career, the budding career, but like, and then again, food, fur babies.
Right? Three of them.
We're not gonna live with this motherfucking temperance right here. If we're not doing it, right here, at least we're starting to get a little comfortable in February. It's starting to be like, all right, I figured out how to make ramen taste amazing every day. And we're gonna be good. All right, now we're expanding our palate from ramen, but nonetheless, it costs the same amount. Now we here. We got a whole cuisine based on flour, eggs, and what? Okay? A whole cuisine. That's temperance.
Yo, we learned that shit won't well. Wait.
Look at her.
Look at
Look
her.
at her.
Look at her.
Look at her.
I know. Look at her. Okay. So you walk this in every y'all want.
Let's hold it. Let's. Lord, this hit me. This hit me at the heart just now, only because it's like, well, like we didn't practice what we preached to an extent, and
we improved, but we didn't do what we should have done.
Like we lost like our apartment in July, like we got evicted, and I'm grateful that happened because we end up here and we did learn temperance in this space. Like we learned to live with less, like by force, but we learned it, and I'm glad we did. Like I was like talking the other day when we talked to our brother on the phone. Like I'm glad that like I've gotten to see the things I've seen and do the things I've done this summer because it lets me know a life of like self-sustainability is like entirely
possible. On an individual,
and human kindness is still alive and well,
right?
And we can still work together and connect to some extent, regardless of race. To some extent, because it's still important. Like colorblindness serves no one,
right?
And that's been really valuable, more valuable than I think staying comfortable would have led us to be with like skills, like with what's happening in the world and what's happening in the United States specifically. We need to be prepared for it.
Yeah.
Like shit is coming. And a lot of shit wasn't as drastic as we thought it would be throughout this year, but it was very small, powerful things. And I think I felt personally in my like the messages I was getting from the cards and from Spirit were just like, yo, this like it's important. And I felt the importance of it. So I thought it was gonna be something big, where it was like it was something very like almost obscure in like presence and size and like what's happening, but like really fucking important. Really fucking important.
Excuse me.
Like how the price of gas can literally fuck the whole economy. The entire economy. Something like, you know, people think about on a day-to-day because they have to get to place, but you don't know how, like, you don't realize how it's connected to so many other things. Like, it's not just car gas, it's jet gas. It's fucking Diesel.
Oh,
It's
yes.
fucking, you know. And that like sets off like crazy chain reactions. And like
I think for me that's what made it like big for me and makes it remain big is the chain reaction part. But continue.
And really like just in July, knowing what you can like we physically had to like what can we put a lot of our stuff in storage to like be where we are right now. And it's like what do you need to live?
Yeah.
And that was been a question perpetuating my mind all summer, as I hope it wasn't yours, because I feel like a lot of people that we know have just been in similar situations, whether that be like downsizing, like taking a fucking different job that pays less just because like they cannot do like the mental strain, or like going out with food in their refrigerator, just to be able to get back and forth to work. So like, yeah, that's me though.
Yeah, I feel like all of that stuff is huge stuff. I feel like the biggest thing is when the rock penetrates the water. The ripples are not the biggest thing, right? So I feel like it's the inception of the penetration that is the thing that's like the magnanimous thing. And though the effects, right, are the thing that like we consider important, it's like if you don't catch that motherfucking rock before it hits the water, the ripples are the only thing that can happen. You're not stopping the ripples. And if you try to stop the ripple, all you're going to do is disturb the ripple in a way that's going to make it more destructive for a second. And then you might stop its trajectory a little bit in the one direction that you stopped it. But everything else, because shit is 360, if you don't stop a ripple unless you create a wall. And we're not coming together enough to create no walls to stop the ripple effect of this thing. So
I will say amen.
It's the fact that the rock. To me, it was like, well, here it is. The rock has penetrated the surface, and
it's going deep.
It's
going deep.
So these ripples are going to be waves.
Word. So if you like what we said here tonight, and you want us to talk about more spiritual stuff, more stuff about like tarot and divination and like Orisha traditions, the whole priestess sometimes on the weekends, like palm reader, medium, psychic, all my life, right here, tarot reader. Like if you want us to do more episodes about that, season 5 has ended. We're about to go in season 6. So if you want us to make season 6 about spirituality, drop down in the comments, let us know, or follow us on Instagram at A New Tree. Everything is at A New Tree. Or like if you're on YouTube, it's the A New Tree. But if I was there, like send us a message. Make sure you check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/AnukaiTree, where you get everything from like merch to behind the scenes footage, to our little like private makeup tutorials and like kiki sessions. So make sure you check us out there on Patreon. And we're also available wherever podcasts are streamed. So if you don't want to see our beautiful faces and these luxurious beats, you can just listen to us on anchor.fm/AnukaiTree. And anything you want to say?
I know you're so used to seeing the flashing lights. It counts for much bravado. Don't you? You don't have to lay